Welcome to the Sweetest Kind of Death, Week 3, Chapter 3. This week we talk about the illusion of control. After my father's stroke, he lost his ability to fully speak. Imagine that. A man who lived inside words, who wrestled with philosophy, who taught through dialogue, silenced by his own brain. He was still alive, still himself, still aware. His eyes told me that he understood everything, but his mouth betrayed him. So we tried. We tried to bring back those words through different types of therapy. We had wonderful teams of people at Mission Hospital trying to help bring life back to his mouth. I would sit across him, coaching, encouraging, waiting for those sounds to become syllables. Some days there was a flicker of progress, other days only frustration. But here is what haunted me the most. Though he could not speak, he was still in control of my mind. His silence pressed into me louder than words. His gaze carried weight. His frustration became my burden. And that's when I realized that the illusion that we all carry, the illusion of control. I thought if I tried hard enough, if I pushed those exercises, if I brought in more therapists, if I filled the room with different practices, different things, if I brought books into his world once again, if I even filled the room with patience, that I could control the outcome. I wanted his voice back. So did he. Not just for him, but for me and for you. For the conversations that were left unsaid to me and to you. And for those lessons that I wasn't ready to lose. But control is slippery. It gives you the illusion that if you just press harder, that the world will bend to your will. Yet life only bends in its own direction. He never really regained his full speech. The words remained trapped, flickering at the edge of release. But what I did regain, though, was understanding. I saw that control had blinded me to what was still there. His presence, his hand in mine. His mind is still alive, even without words. His ability to teach me, not through sentences, but through silence, was strong. He did not need to speak to shape me. That was the paradox. I thought I needed control to save him, but he was still guiding me, even voiceless. So, the reflection and the mirror for this week for you. You do this too. You chase control as if it were the highest currency. You think if I just plan enough, if I just force enough, that I can shape every outcome. But, my friend, control is an illusion. Influence, presence, effort, those are real. But outcomes are not yours to own. Ask yourself, how much of your stress comes from trying to control the things that are not yours to command? The weather, another person's choice, the twist of the market, the reactions of a crowd. Control is a cage. The tighter you grip, the less you actually can hold. Freedom comes when you shift from control to stewardship. You stop saying, I will guarantee this outcome. And you start saying, I will show up fully, regardless of the outcome. So, our lessons, the love and the bank. This is where love once again provides the compass. What does love mean? Leadership through stewardship. Leadership is not control, it's service, care, presence, opportunity through creativity. When control is impossible, creativity is born. We found new ways to communicate without words. Vision that unites. Instead of forcing my father into my vision of recovery, I had to see the vision that was still true for both of us, which was connection. Empowerment that leads to enrichment. Giving up control freed me to be enriched by the silence, the lessons, the gaze that spoke without words. And in the bank of time and trust, control is like trying to deposit counterfeit bills. You can't. They won't clear. What clears are deposits of presence, showing up, trying honestly, honoring the process, even without results. The deposit that I made in those days were not in the words restored, but in the minutes that were shared. And those minutes still yield interest today. So here is a practical reflection. Think of where you're gripping too tightly in your own life. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's your work. Maybe it's your health. You want absolute control. But what you really have is stewardship. Stewardship is not weaker than control, it's stronger because it accepts reality and works with it instead of against it. And here is your kill move. And I hope you do this in the next 48 hours. Your third exercise is this. Step 1. I want you to identify one area where you're clinging to control. Name it out loud. Step 2. Ask, what part of this can I truly influence? And what part is beyond me? Step 3. Release one false grip. Write it down as, I'm not in control of, I'm in stewardship of. And step 4, act inside stewardship. Show up, give effort, be present. Let outcomes be what they are. And mark this as another deposit in your bank of time and trust. You're going to feel lighter. And for this week's candle, I will leave you with a line. He who upholds truth with deed is greater than he who claims it with words. Ciao.